My children now.
Oh, you're so cool, Brewster.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
You lied and I died!
I feel a rosy air. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
How's it hanging, Phil?
Not the prime time yet.
Come and get it!
So either put the gun down now, or kiss your ass goodbye.
Let's get this party started.
I agree, Dana. Let's get this party started. Welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And we are Sledgehammer Horror, and let's talk horror. Now, today, we realized we wanted to do a list of our favorite final girls. And in order to do our favorite final girls, we had to be joined by some of our favorite final girls. So over here, we have the amazing Anna of What a Ghoul Wants. Anna, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Ken. How are y'all?
We are good, and this is amazing to have you. And down below me, we have the amazing, sweet, and spooky Miss Elise. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
We are amazing.
Yes.
If you guys haven't already, which is insane because the amount of times they've been on the channel and how amazing they are, all their links are down in the description. So if you are not subscribed to these amazing ladies, make sure you do that. Make sure that you become a part of their family as well. Before we get started, I just want to say real quick, what's up, Nathan? What's up, John?
Hey,
What's going on, Ash? What's
everybody.
up, Ryan? The Gordonite, how you doing? D October. We got a Team Nancy here. So I think we know who Charles's favorite final girl is. Charles also did a donation. So Charles, you know what that means. I hope everybody's ready to sing along a little bit tonight.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
Thank you, Charles. And when
Charles.
worlds collide, I absolutely adore when these worlds collide. So before we actually get started, Anna, for people that don't know, can you tell people a little bit about what you do on your channel?
Yeah. So What a Ghoul Wants is pretty much just my channel where I talk about everything horror. I do a lot of different things. I do vlogs of me thrifting for horror movies, to reactions to movies, to reviews. So it's kind of a very eclectic mix, but it's just my way to kind of express my feelings about the genre.
Are we going to be getting any more retrospective reviews anytime soon? Like where you were going back and rewatching, like the rewatch?
Oh, yeah. Yes, my Redemption rewatch series.
That's what it was. Redemption rewatch.
Yeah.
I said retribution. I'm all like thinking about going to prison. We're going to go to prison anytime soon, Anna?
She's like, what are you talking
Redemption
about?
rewatch. Are we going to be getting any more of those anytime in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I really have to pick back up on that series, but I have my next one planned. I just need to rewatch it. I think maybe I've been putting it off because I've really been dreading rewatching this movie. So
One of those.
hopefully in the near future, though.
I'm hoping at some point we get a Jason Goes to Hell one. I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. I think you're the only one hoping for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm the only person on the planet that freaking likes that movie.
Don't put her through that.
So, how about you, sweet and spooky Miss Elise? What do you do over at your channel for people that don't know you?
I do a lot of movie reviews, new releases, old films, top 10 lists. Right now I'm covering Giallo films, so if you're into Jolly and Italian horror, come through.
For sure. And are you going to be doing any table screams in the future?
Yes.
Or are those kind of under wraps?
I forgot to mention. Thank you. Yes. So every other month, I do a segment on my channel called Table Screams, and it's a live stream kind of theatrical performance where me and my friends read different horror movie scripts, And December 2nd, we are doing Ginger Snaps. We act it out. We do a whole thing. Ken
Hell
was
yeah.
in one of
Awesome.
them. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to check that out. We're big
you.
fans of it. So,
Mhm.
like I said, I love to keep up on your guys' channel. I love to keep up on your content, and obviously, I have my favorite things that you guys do. So, I've been waiting for Anna to do Redemption Rewatch or a Ridicule Ridiculous or whatever the hell I called it the first time. And Celise, I can't wait to see what you have coming up
you.
for us here in the future as well. I'm so excited to have you both here. So, if at any point, guys, while you're giving us your top 10 final girls in the comments, if you have any questions for these ladies, as long as it is professional, please ask away. So Mika's here.
Hey,
Hey,
Mika.
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 Oh shoot! Hey,
Hi.
we can find this person's private photo here if you guys
Oh
want to
my
see it.
goodness. Look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to get sex bots.
Wow.
Wow.
This is so iconic. Love both these horror tubers. Me too. They're
Aw,
genuinely
thanks,
two of my
Steve.
favorites
Thanks,
in the
Steve.
world. And like I said, when we knew we wanted to do a final girls list, these were two of the people that we really wanted to reach out to first. And I'm
Mhm.
so lucky that we were able to have you both here at the same time. And we're so glad to have you here. So I didn't ask, do you have any honorable mentions?
I do. I have two.
What about you, Anna?
Yes, I have one.
What about you, Celise?
I do not.
Okay, I have two, so we'll do our honorable mentions quick. My first honorable mention was actually really hard to keep off my list, but the fact that she was only really prevalent in one film made it so that I kept her off the list, and that's Ginny Field, Amy Steele, and Friday the 13th Part 2. I do think she's my favorite Friday the 13th final girl. I love that she's not just your boob showing final girl from a Friday the 13th film. She's very intelligent. She
What's
has
wrong
the
with the boob
education.
showing?
Oh, trust me, there's nothing wrong with those ladies. But I just love the fact that she uses her past. She uses her education. I'm sorry.
Instead of
And
her boobs.
yes,
Okay.
to trick Jason, and I think that's actually pretty dope. And then my other one is Tree Geldman, Jessica Roth from Happy Death Day.
Mhm.
I think Tree is so fun. I think that she would be of all my final girls, I think she may be the most fun to just kick it with and have a drink. I think that her and I would have a lot of fun. So yeah, Ginny and Tree are my two honorable mentions.
Nice.
What about you, my love?
So I have Lila Crane from Psycho. I feel like she's really underestimated. Like nobody ever really thinks of her as a final girl, but she put her life on the line to like go look for her sister when everybody else pretty much just chalked her up as like a runaway. And she was the one that figured out what was going on pretty much.
Mhm.
And then I have Julie James from I Know What You Did Last Summer. I felt like I had to add her. She's like the freaking scream queen. I just love like her
it.
scream. Like it's so amazing. So I had to add her just for that. And I mean, she has some good values. Like she wanted to be truthful from the start. Like she didn't want anything to do with it. So yeah, that's my honorable mentions.
I think that it's so funny because her scream was so iconic that even Boy Meets World brought her in for an episode.
Yes.
And her and Angela were like doing the scream with each other. She's like, "Oh, girl, only one screamer here." Like, that's what I think of whenever I think of that. So
Yeah,
That's a
definitely
great
scream queen.
episode.
Yeah,
that is such a
I
good
love that.
episode.
So good.
The best part about it is, and I called it, there's a guy named Kenny in that episode. And the minute I seen him, I was like, "Oh, he's dead. He's
Mhm.
gonna die." And when he gets the pencil through his head, he's like, "Well, always remember he was this tall." It was so funny. I love that show. I'm a sucker
So
for Boy
funny.
Meets World, man.
We used to watch that all the time.
First we watched it as kids on TGIF, and then they had it on ABC Family.
Like, yeah, they
the
would
4
play
o'clock
it like
block.
at 4:00. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would come over after school and watch it with you.
I'd do a whole Boy Meets World
Aw.
live stream. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Cute.
How about you, Anna? What's your honorable mention?
Yeah, so first I want to say that I think it's really cool that both me and Celise were on for the top 10 final guys, and now we get to talk about
Yes.
So iconic.
on Ashley's Girls Night, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
We need to
So
do one of
it's
those again, by
I
the
know.
way.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's one where it's like, obviously we hear about final girls a lot, so hearing about people's favorite final guys is always really fun.
Mhm.
So my honorable mention, and this is maybe going to be a little controversial, but it's Laurie Strode. So I've talked about this a little bit on my channel before. I don't really have a history with franchise films. Like I didn't grow up with them. So I didn't grow up watching Halloween or any of the sequels. And for me, I mean, I obviously love Jamie Lee Curtis. I think she's amazing. But Laurie for me just isn't, she's not my favorite. So I definitely still wanted to mention her because she's obviously iconic, but just for me personally, she's not in my top 10. So yeah.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to catch up on the chat real quick before we actually get into our top 10. Honorable mentions for Nathan are Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Lila Crane from Psycho.
Nice.
Honorable mention, Jesse from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Look, he's definitely a scream queen.
He is too. He absolutely is.
Ashley, you copied the Lila Crane pick.
Or you copied me.
Oh shit. Who's left at the end of Night of the Demons? Probably them for me. We got somebody that's shocked by your hot take.
Oh no.
We'll be talking about her again in the very near future. T. Parker, honorable mentions, Allison Nelson, Karen Nelson, and Kyle from Child's Play 2. Damn it. I didn't include Karen because she died, but I could have included Allison.
Oh yeah.
Damn, that's a good one. All right. Do you want to start us off with number 10, babe?
Yeah, so my number 10 is Tree Gelman, Jessica Roth. Like you said, she's fun, but I feel like she's kind of different because at first she's kind of like a mean girl, like she backstabs, you know, her friends and is like sleeping with her professor that's married. And then she like kind of comes, like has a change of heart and then, you know, like does what she needs to do and like actually cares about people. Whereas a lot of final girls are like just from the start, they're like compassionate and like want to help others. You know what I mean? Sure. So I feel like she's different. But she did have the change of heart. And she's a fun character. So she's my number 10. Yeah.
Obviously I like her. She was right next to that for me. So how about you, Anna? Who's your number 10?
Number 10, I have Jess from the original Black Christmas. And she's played by Olivia Hussey. And she's one of the OGs, arguably the first. I don't know. It's so messy when you get into like, you know, who was the first final girl. But yeah, just everything she has to deal with the creepy ass phone calls. Those phone calls like haunt my dreams. They're so scary. And then we really see her personal struggles too, like with her boyfriend and her being pregnant and not wanting the baby and all of that. So they really inject her character with a lot of humanity, which makes it really hard to see her go through all these horrible things that happen. And she's trying her best. I mean, she's basically doing what a sorority girl would do in her situation. And then that ending is pretty wild. I don't know if I should spoil it or not. I mean, you know, it's from the 70s, but
it came out in 94 or 84. 74. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 40 years old. If they haven't seen it, I just real quick want to say, Jess at number 10.
Hey,
oh no.
You didn't do that for Lori. So.
Arthur's gonna come get me now.
And I agree, and I'm going to talk about this later. I think that while she may not be the most well-known, I think that she's the archetype for what a amazing final girl should be.
Yeah. She's definitely strong, like willed.
Strong-willed. Again, spoilers, but she has a pretty cool ending to Black Christmas.
It's a scary ending. That ending gets me every time. Freaks me out.
Yeah. But amazing pick, Anna. I love Jess Bradford. I love Olivia Hussey. I think that she's probably, if we were doing a list of most underrated final girls, she'd be my number one.
Yeah.
Easily.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't get the recognition that she deserves. So I love that pick.
Thanks.
So how about you, Celeste? You're number 10.
At number 10, I have Grace from Ready or Not. I just think that she's a badass. Samara Weaving is really, really good in the role. And I mean, I don't know, this movie, I just love it. I just love her character. She takes no shit, you know? And then at the end when she like smokes the cigarette, it's iconic. Covered in blood, like she's had it rough, you know?
Right. And that was one that I barely kept off my list. There's another one that's already been mentioned in the chat that I barely kept off my list. And they were both kept off my list because I felt like I had to put number 10 on. And I actually debated putting my number 10 up a little bit higher. but since she's such a young final girl, I kept her towards the bottom, and that's Heather O'Rourke's Carol Ann Freeling from the Poltergeist franchise. I feel like, obviously she's a young lady, but she was definitely the star of all three of those movies. Carol Ann was a amazing character, and Heather O'Rourke was a beautiful young lady who was taken away from us way too soon. So I just felt like it was only right that I put Carol Ann Freeling on my list because those movies had such a big impact on me, and her character had such a big impact on me. So did you already give us your number 10, babe? You started us.
I started, yeah.
Okay, I will catch up on the chat real quick, and then we will get to our number 9. Honorable mention, Diana Sugar Hill. Okay.
Ooh.
I totally agree. I love Halloween, but Lori doesn't do it for me until the recent trilogy where she's tough AF. Tina Shepard. I debated between Ginny and Tina. I will say that. Like, that was a hard debate for me.
Yeah.
And there it is. Kirsty Cotton is the one that I wanted to put her on the list, but she just did not make it.
There's so many awesome final girls.
Yeah, this was a very hard list to put
Yeah.
together. Jess Bradford from Black Christmas as well.
Thanks.
Couldn't help but notice, Mika, that you put Jess Bradford at number 10.
We're both canceled.
Yep. And there it is. Anna's canceled for having Jess so low.
Oh no, I'm 0 for 2 right now.
Sarah Polly from that's a really good choice. Dawn of the Dead 04. That's a good one. What's up, Gavin? Nice to see you, buddy.
Hey,
All right. So starting us off at number 9 will be Anna.
Okay. So at 9, I have Erin from Your Next. Kind of piggybacking off of what happens to Grace in Ready or Not, where you are faced with the person that you loved basically lying to your face, betraying you. So you have to deal with that. And then you have to deal with murder as well. So yeah, just the fact that she rolls with those punches, and obviously she was raised in a survivalist compound, like she's a badass. She just snaps into survival mode and does what she needs to do. And that blender kill is just next level. So yeah, she's
For
my number
sure.
9.
Nice.
Love it. So how about you, Celeste? Who comes in at number 9 for you?
At number 9, I have Mia from Evil Dead 2013. This is actually like one of my favorite remakes ever. But
Yes.
Jane Levy's amazing in the role, but this character is so relatable, and I feel like you care about her almost like immediately with everything that goes on in the movie. I don't want to spoil for those who haven't seen it, even though it's pretty old at this point.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and just badass at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always at the end, right? It's like
She
I
is.
still need to see that one, guys.
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, you
I
have
didn't
to.
spoil
That's-
it.
It's so good.
No, it's my favorite remake of all time.
We keep saying
I
we need
think-
to do a watch party, Ken.
Let's do
We
it.
should just
Yeah.
all do a watch party.
Let's do it.
I can live tweet
tonight.
my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Tonight we'll after this is done, we'll get my schedule book and I'll text you guys. We'll set up a date for it in December, and that'll be a watch party we do in December for Evil Dead 2013 because
Yeah.
I love that fucking movie.
Yeah.
So
That's such a good movie.
and Celeste, you are not alone. We will be talking about Mia again in the future.
Yes, of
Maybe a couple of
course.
times, actually.
Of course we will. I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. My number 9 is from a different horror remake, and it is Barbara, but it is Patricia Tallman's Barbara in the color version of Night of the Living Dead.
Really?
Yes, I think that she's a badass. Like Patricia Tallman's Barbara in Night of the Living Dead, the color version, is such a badass. Like, and I'm not taking away from the character and the way she was written in the original, but that Barbara just is not your tough.
She is not a badass.
She almost gets comatose throughout most of the movie.
Yeah,
you
she's
know,
just like traumatized.
But that is not Barbara. That is not Patricia Tallman's Barbara. And Patricia Tallman is just, she's a badass. She's ready to fight. She's ready to defend herself. So yeah, for me, number 9, absolutely Barbara, Patricia Tallman, Night of the Living Dead.
So funny enough, mine is actually Barbara, Patricia
Shut
Tallman.
up.
Yeah, I swear to God. Yeah. That's why I was like, really?
That's hilarious.
But yeah, like you said, she's a badass. Whereas it's like Judith O'Day or whatever.
Yeah.
She, like you said, she was just like pretty much comatose, and she had to rely on Ben the entire time to like save her. Whereas Patricia Tallman, like, she took charge, and
even when she snaps and she's shooting the guy at the window,
yeah,
is he dead? Is he dead? You know, Tony,
like,
you've lost it, girl. Like that. Oh my god, I love that movie.
Yeah, so she's awesome. She's definitely a badass, and she takes charge, and she's like, I'm gonna fight with you. Like, I'm not gonna just like mope around and
Yeah, sit on the couch.
Yeah. And just moan the entire time. Yeah.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah.
All right, so we will catch up on the chat real quick before we go into our number 8. Shaim.
Hey, Shaim.
What's up, buddy?
Shaim.
Glad you made it. Selena, 28 Days Later.
That's a good one.
Nice.
We were just talking about this movie the other day, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but this movie has one of the saddest deaths I've ever seen.
Oh my
a blood
God.
drop.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No. We'll talk about it after stream, but because I don't know if you guys seen, but there's a rumor going around right now that they're going to be doing the next installment to that franchise.
Oh.
I just seen a rumor about it on Twitter yesterday or the day before. It was like a 28 months later or whatever.
I was literally just about to say, is it 28 months later?
Yeah.
Days?
So, I mean, I'm hoping.
I mean, years. How long has it been since that one came out? Like,
Right.
it's been a long time.
It really has. Helen Lyle from Candyman. That's a great pick.
Yeah.
D is canceled from Gavin's Instagram lives.
Uh-oh.
Tea.
Ooh, Kinsley from The Strangers Pray at Night. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Hey, what's up, Nene?
Hey, Nene.
Kyle from Child's Play 2. Yes, Nathan just watched even that 2013 the other day, and he texted me after. He was like, "Bro, this is so much better than what I thought it was going to
So
be."
good.
It really is.
I was like, "Dude, I'm so glad you fucking like it," because, like I said, that's my favorite horror remake of all time. Like, I think it's so smart. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but it's so smart. Like the way they did it.
Yeah,
It
for
is.
sure.
Hey, Helen from Candyman and Julie James from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Nice.
Shaim agrees with your Shaim agrees. Shaim agrees with your Julie.
Nice pick.
What we got here? I'm down. Yeah, Evil Dead 2013 watch party. Nev is always number 1. Yeah, Evil Dead remake is legit. It is. Gosh, it's so good. Chris and Connolly from Cabin in the Woods. Okay, I didn't include them because they died. That's why
Spoiler
I
alert,
did it.
They all die.
Yeah, I didn't do it. So my apologies. Everybody knows what I feel, especially on this panel. You guys all know how I feel about the Cabin in the Woods, but I couldn't include her. Badass redhead. That's our Barbara. It was short staffed. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That sucks, Shame.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad
that
you're
does
here.
suck.
Hopefully we rest your brain a little bit. Jamie Lloyd at number 9. That's a good ass pick. Oh, that's a really good pick. I'm kind of bummed I didn't think of that one. Hey, what's up, Lewis? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Oh, Mary Elizabeth Winstead from Ted Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, okay.
Look, Ken and M is always spitting them bars. All right, you don't want to get me rapping. We'll be here all night.
Do it.
All right. So we are at number 8, and that will be Celise starting us off.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm gonna get canceled for this or something.
no.
I'm a little scared.
He's like, he's warming up the button.
yeah, he's getting ready.
He's like,
at number 8, I have Gail Weathers from Scream. Nobody
okay.
kill me. I love her. She's
Oh.
so iconic. Oh my goodness. She has incredible fits. Oh my god. Some of the best lines. And she takes no shit. She's great. And she has had so much good like character growth as the
For
movies
sure.
go on. So yeah.
I think that she she's underrated because everybody looks at like Nev as the final girl, but she's always there with her too, you know, fighting.
Yeah.
So she's definitely a final girl. So yeah.
For sure. She counts. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I just want to add on to that really quick. I only did one final girl per franchise.
Yeah.
But if I was going to include a second final girl from any franchise, it would have absolutely been Gail Weathers from Scream. Because I agree. She's right there all the time. She's always kicking ass. And it's unfortunate that such a great final girl gets overshadowed by another amazing final girl.
Right.
Like it's unfortunate, but you know, I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it. You know, Gail Weathers, like you said, not only is she a badass, but at the same time, like look at all the heartbreak that she goes through throughout this franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's
You
kind
know,
of
like
like when you're on a basketball team, it's like if you're playing with LeBron James, like you can be an amazing player, but
Right.
you're always going to get overshadowed by that person. So it's like,
yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a great way to put it.
It's super sucky for that person.
Yeah,
but,
definitely sucks to be that person,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you know, the star player gets paid.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, that's unfortunately how it is. Nobody's canceling you, Celeste. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Now here's my cancel one because this is probably a lot higher on everybody else's list. Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver. My thing is like obviously she's a badass. I love Sigourney Weaver in everything that she does, whether it's this, The Cabin in the Woods, Ghostbusters. There's never been anything she's done that I wasn't absolutely infatuated with. But I'm not the biggest fan of Alien. I'm not the biggest fan of Aliens. I don't think they're bad films, but you know, I like them. But the other final girls on my list, I think the movies have had a bigger effect on me, or their portrayal have had a bigger effect on me. And I always bring you down a notch when you die throughout the franchise. So when Ripley dies, that's one of the things that I have to bring it down a little bit. So even though, like I said, tomorrow Ellen Ripley could be as far up as number 4. My top 3 are pretty solidified in their order, but my 10 through 4 are interchangeable at any time.
Yeah.
So this was just one of those things where I was like, flip a coin.
Just put that one
fuck it.
here.
It's this person here.
Yeah.
I struggled with. I think that this is the list besides the Chucky kills. I think this is the list I struggled with the most when it comes to order, because final girls to me are just like they're all so fucking awesome. Like to watch a powerful woman to me I think with me growing up with a single mother, watching strong final girls for me is like, yes, get it. Fucking you know what you're worth and you fucking take what you're worth. I love it. So this was a hard list to put together. So sorry, Ripley, you're all the way at number 8. What about you, my love?
My number 8 is Sally Hardesty, Marilyn Burns from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Another scream queen. Like that dinner table scream is one of like an iconic scene for sure. And she not only jumps out of 1 but 2 windows, runs through an entire thing of woods. Like I would have been out of breath at that point. And like hitchhikes, and at the end when she's like covered in blood and just has like that hysterical laugh, it's like, you go, girl. Like you got to, and he's like watching her, you know, like you got away from him. Like you did it. So I had to add her to my list.
That's another one I kept off.
Yeah.
Which is hard. Again, that was a hard one for me to keep off because you know what Texas Chainsaw means to me.
Yeah.
She can scream while she's sitting at a table and she can run away, but that's all she does to me. When it comes to being an amazing fighting back final girl that wants to take charge, she just wasn't it for me.
You tried running through.
Listen, I'm not downplaying
in bell bottoms
in white.
Yeah,
white bell
truly.
bottoms at that. And, yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up now.
Yeah. That's probably good.
Yeah, like, come on. She's been through it, Ken. Come on.
She has.
How about you, Anna? What's your number 8?
8, I actually have. This is from the newest movie on this list, a very recent movie, and that is Terrifier 2. So I have Sienna. Yes. So this is one I definitely don't want to go into too much detail because I know some people haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to have any spoilers. But we just see her. First of all, her costume making skills are amazing. Like she's on like cosplay level of making
especially
costumes.
for her being 44 years old.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Wait. I was very confused.
She's not.
No, I googled that too. I was just like, oh, I'll look up this actress, like her Wikipedia, and it says she's 44.
The funniest thing is, like, she herself was on Twitter and was like, guys, I'm not 44. And people were replying to her like, okay, well, I read it on Google. I'm like, what?
Why do they care so much anyways?
You don't know
it's
your
like,
birth date.
Right.
Who gives a shit? Like,
the fact that just for me, I just think it's hilarious that she comes out and she's like, guys, just so you know, like, I feel kind of disrespected. So I feel like I should let you know I'm not 44 years old. And people are like, okay, old
Yeah,
lady.
they're like, it's on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It's like,
because 44.
Guys, anybody can go
not
on Wikipedia.
everything on the internet is correct.
Right. It's just, I feel
fuck?
bad for her, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Same.
like, oh, what's up, you grandma? Like, I'm
Like,
22.
what the
What the fuck's
fuck?
wrong with you? Like,
Yeah,
poor
I don't know what that was about.
yeah.
But yeah, so just going against Art the Clown, obviously, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, just some of the other stuff that happens that, again, I don't want to get too much into it. But but yeah, I just thought that she really earned her spot amongst Final Girls. And I was
Yes.
really impressed by the actress too. I forget, Lauren Lovera, that's her name.
Yeah.
She did a great job. So
Well,
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick also, Terrifier 2 has crossed $10 million.
Yeah.
wow.
and
Yeah, that's
to
awesome.
really put in perspective real quick, I know this is not what the stream's about, but they filmed on such a small budget and they had no fucking marketing, none. And the movie went out and made 10 million in the box office, guys. Like that is Rocky beating Apollo in real life. And that just shows how amazing horror fans are, because this movie, it only opened in what, 3,900 theaters throughout the United States.
There wasn't even one really that close to us.
No.
Like, we had to travel to like go see it. So
But due to
Yeah.
popular demand, like more theaters kept buying it and more theaters kept buying it. And I'm telling you, like, I had absolutely nothing to do with this film. Nothing. I knew some behind the scenes
you
stuff.
didn't?
Right. Early
You
on,
weren't
like I
Art
was
the
really
Clown?
lucky to learn.
You are.
I
Right.
know.
What happened? Listen,
You lied to me.
what happens in our bedroom stays in our bedroom. Okay. But like, I felt this sense of pride watching the money rolling in for them, you know, because we all have said it all the time. Once you're a part of horror like we are,
Yeah,
it is a family.
for sure.
And to watch a small indie film like that go in and make 10 million in the box office, everybody involved in that, whether it's Damien Leone, whether it's our beautiful Art the Clown, David Howard Thornton, the little pale girl who's a great little buddy of mine. It's just like, I'm so proud of every single one of these individuals. And if you guys haven't seen Terrifier 2, make the trip, see the film, and you will be blown away. It's such an amazing movie. So real quick, we will catch up on the chat real quick. We'll catch up on the chat real quick. Jess
Really,
Bradford
really
from
quick.
Black Christmas. Everybody stop putting Jess Bradford so low, damn it. Jamie Lloyd. Maddie from Hush. That's a great choice,
Yeah.
Mika. Hey, Anna, call JG Wentworth.
877 cash now.
877 cash
Oh my
now.
God. Was that
You had that
prepared? What
ready.
the fuck?
It's so
Wow.
funny because I seen that comment and I went
I'm
and
missing
downloaded
out.
that picture real quick.
Ken,
I
are
did
you
not
JG
have that
Wentworth
preloaded.
and Art the Clown?
I did not have that preloaded. I was gonna say that real quick. A bunch of people showing love for Gail. Hell yeah, number 8, Gail. Gail is a great choice. Gail is a badass. What's up, Steph?
Hey, Steph.
Sherry Moon in 31. Yeah. Oh shit. Danny from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Ash is over here rewriting her list. I don't know if you have it
My
on there
number
now.
one.
You're right. Clarice, very good one. Elisha Cuthbert in House of Wax, 2005. Yeah, I told you. I knew it. I swear to God, when I made this list, Mika's gonna fucking hate me.
You're gonna get the Arthur fist.
I am. Yeah, Mika's giving me the Arthur fist right now. See, I don't know, man. I like Alien. I don't think it's boring. I just don't love it. Like, I'm not in love with it. Jennifer
I love
Aniston in
how he had
Leprechaun.
to just like put that Halloween 78 in there. Like always, Nathan.
Yeah. Helen. She fought like Helen, should have survived, unlike Julie. T. Parker coming for blood. I like it. Oh, Micah Monroe from It Follows.
That's a
Detroit
good one.
movie.
Another one that makes Detroit look like
Yeah.
garbage.
Bobby, I need to know. It Follows is the only movie that scares me as an adult. I will tell you this. I'm not scared of It Follows because I'm safe. Thanks for saving me.
Oh my God.
If It Follows happens, I'm safe as hell. So, Bobby, I want to know, have you seen The Dark and the Wicked? Because, I'm a 36-year-old man. I was scared watching The Dark and the Wicked. So I'd like to know if you've seen that.
I had to look under the bed.
Yeah. She still does. Yeah, but It Follows is another film that I think really exceeded expectations on what it was supposed to be. So great choice on that. Sienna is a very good choice. Really enjoyed the character. Yeah, I can't wait to get a copy of this on Blu-ray. Yeah, there it is. Lauren Laverne. Hey, Christina, how's it going?
Hey.
Christina's episode of My First Horror Movie dropped today. Christina is an amazing actress, amazing human being, and thank you for being here, Christina. It's awesome to see you. Yes, that is great news for horror. 10 million, the horror fans have spoken. Yes,
Right?
give us more horror.
Oscars, like
Oh, I want to see David Howard Thornton accepting the Oscar in his Ark.
yeah, how fucking that would be the shit.
Tell me that wouldn't be.
That
Awesome.
That would be
Man.
iconic.
Just up there with like a ballot. So good. Jada Pinkett Smith in Demon Knight. Didn't like Terrifier 2, but I'm glad it's making money. We need more successful low budget indie horror films, and that's fair. That's another thing that like, oh, I didn't like this movie, so it fucking sucks. No, T. Parker, you have the right idea. I didn't like it, but you know what? I'm glad it's succeeding because then we're gonna get more horror out of it. And horror, I don't care what anybody says. Horror absolutely dominated the box office in 2022. Halloween Ends, even though it was the most controversial film of the year. Look at how much money that made, even though it was streaming on Peacock. I think that made $20 million, and it was streaming on Peacock. You know, so I mean, like Smile, another original horror movie that absolutely killed it. So I love it.
Yeah,
Barbarian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I was like, I didn't really know anything about it. I kind of went into it blind, and I was like, I guess we could see it, and I loved it. So
I'm telling you this, and I mean this with all my heart, and I'm not going to spoil anything. But fucking days after watching Barbarian, I would just randomly be like, Justin Long, you motherfucker.
Yeah, because you like
for days. I was like, I couldn't.
Because
Like,
you usually love his character and like you hate his character.
but I just think that he was so well written. Like the arc that he went throughout the movie, it's like you're a piece of shit, but oh, you're learning. No, you're still a piece of shit. Oh no, maybe you are. No, you're a piece of shit. So it is streaming on HBO Max now. For those of you that have not seen Barbarian, unfortunately, we will not. From what I've heard, we will not be getting a physical release of that film. Disney owns it, and Disney was like,
we have Disney Plus.
But you can buy it through HBO Max, and it does come with bonus features. So if that's something you look for, it's a bummer, obviously, as someone that collects physical media,
right?
But it is what it is, man. It's the times we're living in. Terrifier 2 is the best movie ever created behind House. That's a crazy thing for you to say. See, I agree. Horror has been great this year. Smile, I think, is, even though it made the money it did, when it comes to horror fans, I think Smile is the most underrated horror film of the year. So coming in at number 7 will be me. And that is the lady that died 3 times throughout her own franchise. Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween. Now look, this is something I've come to terms with. I'm not the biggest Halloween fan. And I don't think that Halloween started the slasher genre. I don't think Halloween started the final girl, but I think Halloween perfected both. Halloween showed you that in your slasher film, you need to have just as much of your final girl as you do your villain. They need to be able to play off each other. You need to have the focus be on both of them. And if she wouldn't have had the arc she did where she died in a car crash, then she came back and got thrown off a roof, and then she came back and she was hiding in a fucking compound the whole time, and then she crucified, whatever.
She's invincible.
No, she's not invincible. She's stupid and a dumb nose. Don't talk about my nose. I'm sensitive.
I didn't say anything about your nose.
I don't know. Like I respect, and like I said, this is not something I always feel like we have to clarify, but we don't, because you guys are all super fucking smart. We're not saying anything bad about the actresses that play these parts. Like when I say Laurie Strode is a butt crack and she died throughout her franchise, I'm not saying Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is a goddess. She is a fucking, like, she's a monster, and everything she does, she steals the scenes, she steals the screen. You feel like when you're watching the movie with Jamie Lee Curtis, you want to keep your attention on her all the time. That's who she is. Laurie Strode, however, cannot be considered an amazing final girl when she's died as many times as the villain. So just throwing that out there. Just because of her impact that she's had for 40 years, I had to have her on the list, but I don't think she's this, knockdown, drag out, amazing final girl. So coming in at number 7 for me will be Lori. I've died 3 times in my own franchise, Strode.
That's not her middle name, but
Okay, I'm sorry. Lori Stupid Strode. Like the biggest.
How old are we right now?
Lori Fathead Strode.
Okay, anyway, my number 7 is Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp.
Whoa, hold on. You're giving me shit for putting Lori at number 7 and you got fucking Nancy at number 7?
Yeah, pretty much.
Ken's gonna be so mad at me, I can tell.
That's how the cookie crumbles, Ken. So anyways, can you listen to why?
No,
Fine.
I can't see you, so you're not there.
Okay, so I think her performance is good. Like, she literally does a Home Alone like booby trap around her house to catch Freddy, which I think is fucking awesome. And then she like just ignores him, which works. That's great, and I think she's amazing. So yeah, that's my number 7. Are you holding your breath? Okay.
No, it's cool. Okay, I'm sorry, T. Parker.
is
She died
cool.
twice.
Thank you, T. Parker.
All right, yeah, good call. I guess we kind of fucked each other there on that one.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Anna? What's your number 7?
7, I have Maddie from Hush, played by Kate Siegel. Yeah, I just think that the representation of having a deaf person as our final girl is amazing. Although, Kate's not deaf in real life, but and the way that she can navigate and still defend herself and use things that some people deem as weaknesses as her strengths in fighting off this villain. And yeah, she doesn't know what's happening. It comes out of nowhere and she just has to roll with it. And she's a fighter and she survives. So yeah, I had to put her on there.
Nice.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Great choice. How about you, Celeste? You're number 7.
At number 7, I have Tara Carpenter from Scream 5 or Scream, whatever you want to call it.
Nice.
I just love Jenna Ortega. And I know that this character doesn't have too much to do because she's like in the hospital, spoilers, most of the movie. But I mean, the opening sequence, she come on, she went through it. She was a bad bitch.
Definitely. That was brutal.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you can even say that, she subverted all our expectations because when every single one of us saw the movie start with Jenna Ortega, we were like,
die.
no!
Yeah.
She was a goner.
Yeah. I thought for sure, I was like, oh, okay, she's going to be like the Drew Barrymore. We're getting like Jenna Ortega baited. But I was pleasantly surprised that we didn't.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega? Ortega baited? Ortega?
And also, I just want more Latina final girls.
Yeah.
It's great for representation.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And I mean, and look at what everything Jennifer Ortega is doing now. I think that she's really, sometimes you get females that don't want to embrace their horror. And I think Jenna Ortega has gone the opposite way with that. I think she's absolutely embraced it with open arms. Like she loves to be a horror scream queen. And I think that's fucking awesome.
Which I'm super excited for Wednesday. Like
me too.
Super
excited. So iconic.
Yeah.
Okay. At first I was like, it is Wednesday. But I'm a fucking
idiot.
It
is Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. but yeah, and I love the casting of that show.
Oh yeah.
Like that's gonna be so good. So and like you said, Jenna Ortega playing our lead character, and
I'm
she just
excited.
looks like such a badass. When she talks about piranhas biting off those boys' dicks, I was like, yes, Jenna Wednesday Ortega.
Let's go.
Yes. So real quick, we will catch up on the chat before we go into our number 6. I did not say house. You stop it, Ken. You did. My stream, my rules. I'm kidding. I know. I'm really bummed about
a big freaking brat today.
I am. I'm being a butthead today. My daughter's sick, so I'm tired. Yeah, I know. I'm bummed about the barbarian thing too. I really am. Aaron, from your next. You know what? I haven't seen Demon Knight in so long. I need to go back and rewatch that. Trish Jenner, Jeepers Creepers. Very nice. Gail Weathers. We got some more Gail love. Katie Siegel and Hush. Lori stays high on my list. Ken knows I love my Halloween.
Yeah, Mika. Yeah.
My Laurie Strode is Scout Taylor Compton. Ooh.
Oh man.
Ooh. Hey, what's up, Lopke? Nice to see you. And I agree.
Hey.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Laurie Strode speech agreed 1,000%.
Of course you do, Nathan.
Reagan and The Exorcist. That's a good pick. I'm actually kind of bummed I didn't have Reagan, but Exorcist 2 ruined her chances. Gabrielle Anwar and Body Snatchers. Correction. Lori died twice. Yeah, that was me getting corrected.
Correction. What? Really? And you didn't care about Lori? Come on.
No one
Nathan.
does. Nancy is number one.
Somebody does.
Ashley from Better Watch Out. Better Watch Out is another movie that I thought of for a couple days after watching it. Like, that little mother. If you guys haven't seen Better Watch Out, now give it a month, and it's the best time of year to watch it. You know, at Christmas time, we always watch Better Watch Out. We always watch Krampus, and we always watch Black Christmas. Those are the three we have to watch. Gremlins, too, with our kids.
Yeah, for sure.
But Gremlins also, not Gremlins 2. Anna Taylor-Joy and Split. That's a good one. Nika from Chucky. Nicole Kidman in The Invasion. Tara, my favorite new Scream character. Oh my gosh. Sally Field and Eye for an Eye. That movie fucked me up as a kid, dude. That's totally a horror movie. Have you guys seen Eye for an Eye?
I've never heard of
what
that.
that is. Yeah, what?
Kiefer Sutherland is in it, and he rapes this girl while she's on the phone with her mom, and then kills her with an ice thing, like crushes her head, and she knows it was him. And like they end up going to court and shit, and she ends up setting him up. Like she eggs him on, and then he ends up going back to the house after her, and she fucking shoots him and kills him in the house. So it's on her property. Wow. Like it's a great movie.
Goodness.
Obviously, I can't handle the sexual assault, especially when she's on the phone with her mom and her mom's hearing the whole thing.
No.
And like when he walks by her in the courtroom, he's like, I don't even like to fuck. She was just there. Like he whispers that to her. Like, yeah, it's a fucked up movie, man. But it's Kiefer Sutherland, and he just is so good as in that.
Is this a Lifetime movie?
It really is. But it's a horror. I feel like that, like I do about like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Flowers in the Attic. Like it may not be considered like a straight horror movie, but it is definitely horror adjacent. There are many points throughout this movie where
that's like real life horrific.
Right.
Like scary.
Right.
Yeah.
Scary shit.
Anna, has anyone ever told you you're a dead ringer for Troyan Belisario, Spencer from Pretty Little Liars?
Yeah, I've actually heard that before.
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
I don't think it was pretty as really. Thank you.
Oh, you definitely
you
are.
Yes.
Oh.
You could be my pretty little liar anytime, Anna. My Laurie Strode is Mud Nelson. I agree. Yeah, Nathan, better watch out. You'll dig it, man. Gremlins 2 is a good film, but I just don't think it's a Christmas movie. Bobby, Eye for an Eye is such a great film. And Sally Field gives such a great performance in that movie. I always look at it like, I'm like, damn, that's the mom from Mrs. Doubtfire. And she fucking blew him away. Oh, God, it's so good, but I'll never watch it again. You guys don't watch The Shining on Christmas? We have so many movies that we watch. I did give away the whole movie. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I know it's dark. It's a dark movie, man. But, dude, it like for me, like everybody knows how I feel about sexual assault. Like we just did, which will be premiering in December. We did our verses on Black Christmas, and we did, Black Christmas 74 versus Black Christmas 06. And we had to talk about the scene in Black Christmas 06. And obviously we put a big trigger warning on it, and we don't show the scene. We would never show that. But even just talking about it made Ashton and I super uncomfortable. And to the point where I was like, you could talk about that scene. I don't want to.
Yeah.
You could do that one. So, I mean, like, that's not us, but the performances in Eye for an Eye are so good that I can fast forward to that part, and you don't see it. You don't see the sexual assault in that movie. Like, it's not graphic. It's, you hear it, which is just as bad, but it's just, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is so underrated. Anna, you are gorgeous, girl.
Oh, you guys.
Second and third and fourth.
Me up.
Yes. Devin Sawa as Freddie and Jenna as Nancy. That already sold 1 million tickets just now.
For sure.
Forrest Gump's mom. Yes. And she really cares about his education. So now we are up to number 6, and that'll be you starting us off.
My number 6 is Beverly Marsh. And honestly, it can be any Beverly
that's
Marsh,
a good,
like
that's
kid
a good
or
one.
adult. I think they're all pretty badass. I do think though, like the little girl in 2017 kind of had it rougher, like with her drunk dad and stuff. She kind of had more trauma in her life.
Oh.
Yeah, which is really awful. But she still like helps fight Pennywise and is like the only girl in, you know, a group of men, and she is still a badass. So I had to add her to my list.
That's a really good choice, and I'm actually bummed I don't have her on my list too.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot of really good choices on here, guys.
Mhm.
Amazing job. What are we at? We're number 6. You want to number 6 for you, Anna?
6, I've got Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, Marilyn Burns just absolutely kills it and was working in such terrible conditions. How much of her performance was like, you know, how she actually felt at the time. But I mean, I think she's an incredible actress for sure. But yeah, just seeing all of the horrors in that house and literally watching her own brother get like chainsawed in front of her, and then have to deal with the whole dinner scene, like we've said. And even when she's running away, she's like, I'm getting there. And the hitchhiker is just like chasing her with his razor. It's like, just keeps going and going. But yeah, I think if we're looking at like Jess and Sally, you know, both from 74, I would say that Sally kind of embodies what we think of as a final girl, like a more typical, like she's really facing head to head with the villains, and she really gets away. And of course, we see that scene of her driving away in the back of the car, or and just she's up life. Like it really hits you. So yeah, it's just one of the OGs for me. So
for sure,
Sally.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Very good one. How about you, Celeste? What comes in at number 6 for you?
At number 6, I have a newer one. I have Maxine from X. I think that she is very relatable. And I mean, Mia Goth, come on.
Yeah.
And like amazing. Also, she does have really good character growth throughout the film too. And I mean, I feel like we don't get enough. I feel like we'll probably get more in Maxine, but I don't know. She was speaking to me. So
She is definitely one that, as you're watching her, you want her to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole time you're like, you want her to get away. You want her to be able to live her own life. You want her to be a star. Like, I definitely agree with you there. I'm holding out until Maxine, but that's a very, very good call.
Yeah.
My number 6 has been talked about, and it is Mia Allen, Jane Levy from Evil Dead 2013. I'm going to be as non-spoilery with this as I can. What I love about this is the fact that they don't just go to the woods to party. They go to the woods for a very, very good reason. And I think that, like I said, I think Fede Alvarez, I think they did an amazing job in taking a story like Evil Dead and doing what they did with The Evil Dead in this case. I had a whole thing I wanted to say, damn it, but I can't say it now. But no, Anna, we'll talk about it directly after the live stream, but it's something that the ups and downs that her character goes through and what the rest of the characters around her go through or help her go through. It's not just the Deadites that is the problem in this movie. And the intelligence for anybody that's ever been through what she's going through in the film, you know how hard it is. And for the people around her to not take her seriously and think that she's just trying to skip out is just brilliant. So, yes, I'm going to go with Mia from Evil Dead 2013, my favorite horror remake of all time. So let's catch up on the chat real quick. Nathan says Laurie Strode. Sydney Prescott at number 6. Shaim, don't run into me in an alley anytime soon. Jamie Lloyd. Nev at number 6. Shaim, how dare you? What's up, Cal? How you doing, buddy? At number 6, I have Aaron from Your Next. Sally is the actual OG Scream Queen. I've always said that. That Sally Hardesty, like, that dinner
The
table
dinner-
scene
yeah.
alone, like,
Mhm.
oh my god,
And you know how like
man.
hot and like they had
Dude,
like
Leatherface was
rotten-
literally running off the set puking because of
Yeah.
how hot and miserable it was, and she just had to
Yeah.
sit there and scream.
Texas in like the middle
Ugh.
of summer. Yeah.
Gross. Angela from Wreck, very good choice. Adelaide from Us, yes, that's a
Mhm.
very good choice, and I agree with you. I actually liked Us more the second time I watched it, but either way, all the performances in that movie are so damn good,
Mm-hmm.
like so damn good. Doesn't the daughter from no, Kiefer Sutherland, yes, he starts talking like her when he's in court with the speech impediment. I'm sorry. Oh my god, good. He's such a bastard in that movie, but it's his.
The movie sounds insane.
Yeah.
In order for you to hate a person that much, and it's fucking, you already know going into it, it's Kiefer Sutherland, one of the best bad guys of all time. Just watch Stand By Me.
Yeah.
Look how much of a bastard asshole he is in that movie to those kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, Kiefer Sutherland is just such a fucking amazing actor, and he has chops in this movie. You go out of this movie like, man, I hope he got shot in real life. Fucker. I mean, not really, Kiefer. I love you. Phone booth. Another movie that he's the villain in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good choice with Adelaide. I just recently favored more final girls around my age. Gab, that's why Sydney's number 6, but no shade at all to the character. Oh, so what? Boomers like Sydney can't be on the list, Shaim? She's younger than me.
You old man.
I know. We love X and Maxine and Mia Goth. Yes, I can't wait for Maxine. We should all meet halfway. I don't care. We'll drive 6 hours, whatever, so we can all watch Maxine together. I'm just saying, girls, we should make
Oh
this
my
happen.
God.
I would love that.
I'm serious. We'll go wherever we have to go. Promise.
Wait, Anna, where are you at? Sorry.
Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? I will say, I'm not going to get political here. Good job, Kentucky. You did
I
something
know.
amazing that I didn't think you were going to do. So
Me too. I was very surprised.
something to be very proud of.
Yeah.
Michigan did it too.
Hell yeah.
If you are curious what we're talking about, DM me. I'll have a conversation with you, but that's not for the channel. But Anna, you should be proud of your state. They did something amazing for all women.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. I will not accept a list I do not deserve.
Nice,
That's
dude.
so great. Shaim, I know you're kidding. Sydney is hands down number 1. Yeah. Cal, you got to see Evil Dead 2013. Yes, you do. You definitely got to see Evil Dead 2013 if you guys haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we will get it figured out. It'll be in December, but I would love to have you ladies back on for a watch along of that. I think we could have such a good time.
Mhm.
Tessa Farmiga and Final Girls. I'll never be able to say that name right. Rose McGowan and Devil of the Flesh. I've never seen that one. Kiefer Sutherland knows how to play a bad guy so good. Lost Boys,
He
Eye for an Eye,
absolutely
Time for
does.
Kill.
Mhm.
Yes. Phone Booth, Stand By Me. Absolutely. More Kentucky. And I will always show it. Let's go Tigers. The GM meetings are going on right now, and I'm hoping for some good things. All right, so we are up.
Nobody knows. What that
Yeah,
is.
everybody's like, yeah, cool, Ken.
Like cool.
Yeah.
Is that sports ball?
Yeah. Why don't you go take some more
That
of your
foosball.
Why don't you go take some more of your prune juice, Boomer? So we're up to number 5, and that'll be you starting us off, Anna.
Alrighty. 5, I have Needy from Jennifer's Body, which I was looking at lists before this, so I could be like, I want to make sure I've got everybody, I'm not forgetting anyone. And I saw Needy on one, and I was like, oh, yeah, she totally is a final girl. Like, I don't really think of her as one, but just because she's really our main character. But yeah, it's, kind of like a supernatural slasher, and she's definitely in danger. And she faces head to head with the villain. And she's just like a really relatable character in so many ways. And the fact that she like gets some demon powers at the end is so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was kind of surprised that I had her on the list. Like I said, I'd forgotten that she could qualify, but yeah, I just love Jennifer's Body too. So she's
We just talked about this on our last stream. If you want to talk about a movie that had the most garbage ass marketing, it would be Jennifer's Body.
Yeah.
That movie
Yeah.
was marketed so they're like, hey, look at her body. It's a sexy girl. Like that movie's so good, and it's finally getting I'd never seen it until probably the last 2 or 3 years. And I was like, man, I feel like an asshole for missing this movie. But the marketing on it, I had no interest in seeing it because of how bad the marketing is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
hey, look, she has her shirt half off and she kills boys. Oh, cool. You know, it's way deeper
I mean,
than
I
that.
thought it looked cool.
So yeah, good call. And what a great movie to finally start getting the recognition it deserves. So what's your halfway point, Celise?
Some people are gonna get mad, I guess, but to each his own, right? At number 5, I have Sydney from Scream. I know everyone's gonna kill me for that. Sorry.
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
She's iconic. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say about her other than she's iconic, but she's also very relatable. There's a lot of things in her story that for me personally is relatable. I didn't have a boyfriend that killed anyone though, but yeah.
That's good.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
Hold on. A river long enough contains no bends. So you haven't had a boyfriend that's killed anybody yet. Rocco, I love you. but-
Don't put that out.
Yeah. Don't put that in the universe. Ken.
Crazy
fear
men love
unlocked.
me for some reason. Don't put that out, Ken.
Well, you got the perfect one. I love him to death.
Thank you.
So my number 5, probably nobody has this person on their list, and this is from one of my favorite slashers of all time. And yes, the Terminator is a slasher, so I'm going with Sarah Connor.
Oh.
I mean, like I've said numerous times, he goes through the phone book to kill every Sarah Connor. He wears a mask to cover his true identity. It's total slasher movie, and Sarah Connor is one badass final girl, whether it's in Terminator or Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I love me Sarah Connor. I absolutely love Linda Hamilton in that role. I don't know if she dies later on in the franchise because I totally fell off on it. So if she does, I'm sorry. I should have put her lower. But oh my God, I absolutely fucking love Terminator. I think it's such an underrated slasher. So number 5 for me, Sarah Connor from Terminator.
Nice. I have Mia Allen as number 5. Jane Levy.
Oh, Evil Dead.
Yeah. I don't want to get too much into detail because people haven't seen it.
Fucking
but
Anna.
Anna hasn't seen it. Well, some of the people in the chat haven't seen it either.
No, that's cool.
So I feel like she's definitely a high point of the movie. Not that there's many low points to this movie because it's really good. But she just plays different roles really awesome. And the ending, like Celise was talking about, is pretty
Oh my God.
badass. Yeah. So
I'm not gonna again not get too spoilery, but Celise, have you seen the alternate ending of the film?
I don't think I have. No.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
It is insane. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
So I will catch up on the chat real quick before we go to number 4, and then I gotta go up front for a minute. Where do we go? Sydney over Nancy. What are we doing? Sydney is damn near the most kick-ass, though. She's on my list, so we haven't talked about her yet. Vera Farmiga in Orphan. I just smoked the filter side of a cigarette. I think it's time to wrap it up tonight. Totally understood. When I smoked, I did it a couple times, too. Kyle from Child's Play. Vera, favorite living actress for sure. Norma Bates. Yeah, she was so good as Norma.
Oh, yeah.
I just went to Ohio for a wedding, and we took the bridge over to Kentucky to the aquarium, which was a fun time. If you ever see somebody frowning while they're at an aquarium, they're a fucking sociopath. Like, the aquarium is one of the most fun places in the entire. Like, every time I'm at an aquarium, I'm like, fishy, fishy. I'm like the little girl from Nemo. I'm like, fishy, fishy, fishy. Like,
I'm excited about the penguins when I go to the aquarium. I'm like, yeah.
Yes. I love the aquarium. I turned into such a big kid when we're at the aquarium. My kid's like, look at the fish. I'm like, ew, I want to look at the fish. Right. So, yeah, anybody that goes to the aquarium, you're all right with me. And like I said, if you ever go to an aquarium and see someone frowning, don't trust them. Don't give them directions. Don't loan them money. Christine York, End of Days. Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street at number 5. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Brenda from Scary Movie. Yes, Brenda's Cindy. The TV's leaking.
That's so iconic.
Yes, it is. Alice from the Resident Evil franchise. I didn't put her on the list because I just like we talked about with Pearl. I didn't put Pearl on the list because I felt like she was more of the villain than the final girl. But that's just it's one of those things where I tried, but I failed. Let's go, Sarah Connor. Woo! I don't know why I just jumped ahead so many comments. I'm so sorry, everybody, that I skipped. I didn't mean for that to happen. Yeah, the girl on girl marketing, we remember. She really was. Yeah, the marketing for that movie, I don't get it. Like going back and watching it now, if I'm a part of that film and I go back and watch that marketing, I'm like, fuck every one of you that was part of this marketing team. Yes. Karen Kusama, I'm sorry. Jennifer's Body and the Invitation is another good one from her. I didn't know she did The Invitation. Sarah for number 1. Let's go, Sarah Connor. You know it. Sarah Connor is a great final girl. The Terminator is definitely a slasher. Sarah's on my list. She's high up there. Linda Hamilton beat the hell out of that volcano with James Bond. Yes, she did. Dante's Inferno. No, Dante's Peak. Ken, we know Ashley is your number 1 final girl. She survived. No, she didn't survive that shit. She died that night.
What? I spaced out. I did not. I totally did that.
Kirsty Cotton. They need a hug. Well, at the end of the day, wow, that end of day pick is excellent. Yeah, it's a very good movie. Reporting live from Black TV, white folks are dead and we're getting the fuck out of here. Oh, scary movie. It was so fucking good, man. I know it's not the best one, but the one that was making fun of War of the Worlds, when he's outside talking to Sydney and she's like, I saw a face. He's like, did it have a nose?
Oh,
she's like, yeah. And he's like, you're right. That does sound like a face. I was like, what the fuck? Dude? I remember being super fucking stoned and watching that and just laughing my ass off. All right, my phone's about to die, so I need to go grab a charger just in case we need to get a hold of the kids. While I'm doing that, Celeste, would you like to start us off with your number 4?
Sure. My number 4 is Jess from Black Christmas.
Nice.
We already talked a little bit about her, but I feel like, again, she's also very relatable. I just like that for a movie for the 70s, this was a woman that was just like, yeah, I'm pregnant with your baby, but I'm not having your baby because I don't want it.
Right.
And she doesn't listen to him at all, and she stands her ground. And yeah, she's a badass and so iconic. I mean, all of these characters are so iconic. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but yeah, I really like her. The more I watch the movie, the more I like her. So yeah.
And her sweater is amazing.
Oh my god, she has so many cute, preppy little outfits. I love it.
Yeah,
because you cosplayed as Barb, right? From that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. With her weird choker that says yes.
Yeah. What does that mean, right? I made it and I was like, why does it say yes?
I was going to say, I was like, she had to have made that specifically for this because there's no way you could just find that online. Like, the yes choker.
Oh my god. Barb is so iconic. What a great character.
She's great. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She's hilarious.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're running?
Yeah.
He's all out of breath now. See, you could never have been Sally.
No.
You would have been out of breath. You would have got
And definitely not in bell bottoms, that's for sure.
No. Those tight bell bottoms.
Hip hugger bell bottoms, yeah.
I don't believe it. I think I could have totally done it. Challenge accepted. We're buying bell bottoms this weekend.
Say we need video evidence of this.
Right.
It's me running for 3 steps and then falling and dying. All right, so we are at number 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, I get she's a little bit low in comparison to where she should be, but like I said, I don't care. Number 4, Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp, Nightmare on Elm Street. Now hear me out.
Oh my god, number 4.
Hear me out. Yeah, number 4 because she died in the franchise, so I couldn't have her up at the very top. which is a spoiler alert. My top 3 have never died in their franchise. But the big thing with Heather Langenkamp, she's another one that was such a damn good final girl and such a big, important part of that franchise that they brought her back. Like that was Wes Craven's first attempt at a meta movie with Wes Craven's New Nightmare, and which made him obviously dive headfirst into Scream. But if Heather Langenkamp wouldn't have been as amazing as she was in Nightmare 1 and 3, I don't even think Wes Craven's New Nightmare would have had a reason to exist. He would have not had a reason to want to bring Heather back. And I mean, Nancy is so iconic that they named a Stranger Things character after her. You know what I mean? Like, that's how important she is to the genre, that arguably the highest grossing, most popular horror series in Stranger Things of all time named one of their main characters after this character. She's not named Lori. She's named Nancy. So I just got to say that I feel like that's how important Nancy Thompson is. So
But then why wasn't she your number 1 then? She was
because
your,
my like I said, my top 3. I know, goddamn. Hope that couch is ready for me tonight. Shit. How about you, baby? What's your number 4?
Mine is Jess Bradford, Olivia Hussey.
Yes.
Like we were talking, she is very iconic, and for it being back in 1974, and her telling her boyfriend, like, I'm not having your baby, I'm not changing my plans for you. You know, like most of the time they would have just been like, okay, well, I'll quit school, and I'll be the mom that stays home while you go out for your career. Like that was the times that it was, and for her to like go completely against that, like, way to go. That's awesome.
Yes.
And also, if you think about it, like, usually the girls that are like sexually active are the first to go. So for her to actually like be the final girl, it's awesome too. So yeah, she's my number 4.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Not where she's placed, but amazing description of her. How about you, Anna? What's number 4 for
you? Better
you?
give my list some slack here, because
my number 4 is Naru from Prey.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
good choice.
So I have only seen the first Predator, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I don't know. But what they did with Prey being a prequel was just so genius. And the fact that she is, a girl in her tribe and she wants to be a hunter, and she has to face this stereotype of women not being hunters. So that alone just makes her a super interesting character. And she's played really well by Amber Midthunder. Yeah. So not only is she like facing that hurdle, but she also has this alien that comes down and is like massacring everyone. And she has to not only figure out what it is, but she has to figure out how to kill it. While also dealing with the colonizers. Like, there's so much going on. And she is, we see her struggle. We don't just see her be a total Mary Sue and just like get everything on the first try.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that, I don't know, she's just such a cool character. And I'm so glad that we have a native final girl too, which is awesome.
It is awesome.
We have a very good native friend that told us that one of the coolest things about Prey is how in-depth and deep that they went to make it factually accurate. They didn't just have one Native American consultant going, ooh, that's racist, don't do that. They had many Native American consultants that were in there telling them, you can get a version of Prey that's completely overdubbed in that language of that tribe.
Comanche,
that's how deep they went with that. And I think that that's special. I mean, fuck, we're talking about horror. Prey broke records at Hulu opening for streaming on the first weekend it was available. So, hey guys, horror sells tickets. Remember that.
I know that one should have been theatrical for sure.
I know.
Oh my God. Could you imagine that?
Such a great theatrical experience.
I'm just saying, the scene where she's on the tree with the lion.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that in the theater? Like, Oh my god,
Yeah.
oh god, what a missed opportunity.
Yeah, we watched it
Um,
on a freaking iPad.
Yeah,
Oh,
was not our
no.
proudest moment.
Well, it was like our daughter's birthday weekend, and like we were at a hotel, and all the girls were like swimming and stuff, and we're like, all right, let's watch Prey.
Hey, go get in the water with strangers. We're gonna watch this movie.
We were right there. They had life jackets on. They were safe. Okay.
All right, we will catch up on the chat real quick before we get to our top 3. Sarah Palmer from My Bloody Valentine, good choice.
Yeah.
Lisa Wilcox in 4 and 5. Like I said, it was hard I only chose one final girl per franchise, but that's a really, really good one. 4, Sydney from Scream. Ooh. 4, Lorraine Warren from The Conjuring. Great choice. Just watched Black Christmas 74. Very disappointed. The cast is an excellent movie. It was just for me. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm just kidding, Cal. I love that movie. But I understand, like, I think it's about when you watch them too. Maybe if I had watched that movie for the first time right now, I wouldn't like it as much as I did because I watched it growing up.
Or if you would have
What's up,
watched,
buddy?
you know,
Oh my God.
the 06 version first,
Yeah.
like maybe it would be different. I don't know.
I've never seen The House of the Devil, so I can't make an honest assessment of that. Has anybody seen The House of the Devil?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's been
Okay.
a minute, but
Well, Logan likes Samantha in The House of the Devil. Anybody else like Samantha?
I haven't seen this movie in a while, so
Right.
yeah, me too. I don't remember much
Sorry.
about her character.
yeah, I didn't even remember her name. So
But,
My wife Julie from our short horror film. Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
My ears hurt. Thoughts. Probably Ken's voice would be my biggest thought.
More than
So
that.
I'm sorry.
You might develop a headache later.
Mika Pierce, Chucky
I'm just
franchise. It's okay. Yeah. I love Nika, and Fiona Dorff is awesome.
She is so amazing.
Love House of the Devil. We're gonna have to watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy is the best final girl. Yeah, I know, man. I'm sorry. Like I said, but my top 3 are not interchangeable. Nancy's at 4 today. She could be as low as 8 tomorrow. My top 3 are locked in their places probably forever.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because when
7.
you guys see, one of mine is brand new. Prey is top tier for sure.
It really is. I was actually surprised at how much I liked it.
me too.
Great
yeah.
choice, Anna, with Prey. What? You're not a fan of Predator? Best horror film ever made. Yeah, I knew that was coming. That's Louis' favorite. Kirby and Tara. Prey was so amazing. It was. Yeah, such a good movie. Oh, you see, Mika suggests watching it in the native language version. That would, oh my god, that'd be so fucking dope. I never thought of the original Predator, Terminator, or Alien as horror. See, I will fight till the end, the Gordon Knight. I love you, but I will fight till the end. I think those are all totally horror films first. I love Black Christmas except for the ending. It doesn't make sense. Why would no one check the attic?
Because they thought they got the killer.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me to talk about.
Yeah.
I definitely put all 3 in the horror realm for me. Yeah, I'm not bashing you, Gordon. I love the fact that you have your own opinion. I think that's amazing. Nancy is my fave, but Aaron from Your Next is the most proactive badass. Or Ripley. I think Alien is a horror film. I will fight to like I said, I'm also the guy that will go to bat forever saying that the Terminator is a slasher. I will fight to the death on that. Maxine or the girl from Barbarian. No, neither one of them is my number 3, which is my newer horror film. But those are both great picks. Both very good picks, but no, they are not my number 3. But let's start off with number 3 with me. And that is, just so people know I'm not bullshitting, Naru, Amber Midthunder from Prey.
Yes.
Yeah, like I'm so stoked that you have her on your list, because she is just the epitome of what a strong woman should be, because a strong woman isn't just facing up when a monster is coming at you or when, you know, the evil boogeyman is coming at you. It's also standing up to your family when they're telling you that you're not doing what you actually should be doing, Why can't you have the faith in me being a hunter?
Mhm.
You know, why do you think that I should just be someone that stays back at the camp? Why can't you? The only person that had that faith in her was her brother. And everybody else in the village was like, this is not you. You cannot do this. And he was like, I'll help you. I'll guide you. And what happened? She was so fucking smart. Like the tomahawk on the string. Like she's just so brilliant in this movie. And watching her in this movie was just almost like a polarizing experience. Like you're watching her and you're like, she is a fucking badass. Like she is tough. Like, and she is somebody, if my daughter grew up to be like Amber Midthunder Naru, I would be like, hell yeah, girl. You go out there and you throw that tomahawk on a string.
Right.
That's badass. You know, and setting the traps and everything. Like, you had, and one of the biggest complaints I heard about that movie was, oh, you had the whole army out in the rainforest and they couldn't kill the predator, but this girl does it. You didn't watch the fucking movie if that's your take on what happened in this film. Go out and watch the movie.
Because she was smarter
There just seems to be this whole generation of people that don't watch a movie and talk shit to people that have watched a movie. How about you watch a movie and educate yourself first, you fucking incel, before you start talking shit about something that you don't know about. So I just want to throw that out there really quick. You
I appreciate that, Ken.
Oh my God.
I'll fill you in.
Okay.
And I'll tell you the story.
I feel like I'm lost. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, she doesn't know.
I don't.
That was bad. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
No, I don't think anybody got your joke.
No, I don't think they did either. I won't repeat it. I'm gonna go grab a water. You want a water?
No.
Cleanse the palate.
He's got to cool himself down.
My throat needs to get moist after that.
Oh gosh. My number 3 is Sydney Prescott. So she not only has been she has multiple people trying to kill her, you know, like at every film she has somebody new that she always has to deal with, and she always like outsmarts and figures it out. So she's definitely iconic in she's really good with the fine line between being vulnerable and being a fighter. And like even after all that she's been through, she's still like compassionate and still wants to help other people. So my number 3 is Sydney Prescott.
At 3?
At 3. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
Oh
my God.
Ashley, I thought I fucking knew you.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
How about you, Anna? What's your number 3?
My 3 is Ripley. Yeah, we've talked about her, but she is just never going to fall from like the most iconic final girls. Like just the fact that the first one, she's like literally trying to do her job and they don't listen to her. And it's just like, okay, guys, come on. And then everything else ensues. But she stays firm in her convictions. But then when she is not listened to, she adapts and she finds a way to survive. And facing one of the xenomorphs is just, that just seems like the most terrifying prospect. Like I would be like Barbara in Night of the Living Dead. I would just stand there and be like, well, I guess this is it, guys.
Get away from her, you bitch.
Right, but she like, yeah, Ellen's like antagonizing the aliens. Like, she's just like, come at me. So I mean, it's Sigourney Weaver. Like, come on. Yeah. She's amazing.
Like I said, I agree with you. I mean, to talk about how iconic she is and how powerful and strong she is, I agree with you. But just for me personally, I didn't love Alien as much as everybody else. That's why she's lower for me. But I respect the hell out of it. She's amazing. So how about you, Celise? You're a bronze medal.
At number 3, I have Wendy from The Shining. I feel like she's super underrated. Nobody ever talks about her as a final girl, and she is a final girl.
She definitely is. She got her safety. Like, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, she was fucking terrorized, and she got out.
Yeah.
Oh, she was definitely terrorized.
Well, yeah. But Shelley Duvall's amazing in the role, all things
Mhm.
considered. Yeah. Yeah, so iconic.
And like you said, she's not only terrorized by Jack, she was terrorized on set too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, it's awful.
And I am glad to see that she's coming back to horror. I think that's amazing. We're going to
Mhm.
see Shelley Duvall in a new werewolf movie that's coming out.
Mhm.
I can't remember the name, but hell yeah.
She like develops like she has to be strong for her son, like you know,
Yes.
to get him out of
Yeah,
that situation because
yeah.
she's kind of like you know, like really squeamish and like scared at first, but then she like
Mhm.
gets the shit done. So yeah,
He didn't want to hurt her though. He just wanted to bash
I
her
don't.
brains in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't believe him. Well, I do believe him.
Love that shit. Okay, House of the Devil is free on Tubi, so we'll
Okay.
have to watch that. Sienna is not in my top 3, and I don't know why I didn't put her even on the list. I should have, and it's one of those things like when Anna said it, I was like, wow, I'm an asshole. Yeah, she's great. She is amazing. Number 3, Laurie Strode, Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street. Nancy, we get a lot of Nancy's here. Yes, Sarah Connor. Grace from Ready or Not. That's a very good choice. Facts. Watch the movie. Preach. I'm just saying, like some people haven't watched Prey. That's all I was talking about. And watch it without holding your phone. Jill Johnson, When a Stranger Calls. I haven't seen that. I know the original When a Stranger Calls was very, very good. Go off on them, Ken. Yeah, baby. You know what's up, Nathan? It's funny because Nathan is like, I got this is one thing I can always talk about that Sledgehammer Horror has done for me. I've gotten to meet some of the most amazing people. And I'm not just talking about these amazing ladies on the panel, but like Nathan has become one of my best friends. Like me and Nathan talk every day. And it's not just about horror. Like we'll talk about football, we'll talk about, just anything. And I talk to Nathan like almost every day. And it's so amazing that we get the chance to do this type of stuff. This is when the internet can actually be a beautiful thing. So we don't say it enough. Thank you guys for being a part of our family and doing this with us, whether it's on the panel, whether it's in the chat. We appreciate every single one of you. I know that sometimes it can get glossed over. We never mean to do that. We never mean to sound ungenuine, but we love you all. So thank you for being a part of this always. Facts. I'm always amazed at how people can critique a film. And when you ask them if they've watched it, they say no. Huh.
Yeah.
Those mother. You know what I say to those people, don't you?
Eat shit and die, Ricky.
Eat shit and live, Bill.
That's what I say.
Yes.
Iconic.
Sydney at number 3, hit that cancel button. You know what time it is, Gav. I love that film. Hot take, but the girl in Creep 2 is a boss. I've never seen Creep 2. Is it as good as the first one?
Oh, it's better. I
Yeah.
Really?
It's very good. It's very
Yeah,
good.
watch it.
think.
Ripley is badass. That's got to be Mika's number 1. Has to be. Yes, Wendy from The Shining. Celeste always has the best unique choices.
Thank you, D.
Stretch from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They need to bring her back. Caroline Williams is still around and looks great.
Okay, let's not even get into
Oh, I know.
Ken and Caroline have beef.
Yeah.
I
We don't
think
need
it's
to
more
talk
Ken's
about
beef.
Miss Williams right now. Thank you.
But you want to know something really cool though, honestly. This is gonna sound really weird when I say this at first. Ashley and I had a very good friend that we grew up with pass away recently.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry to hear that.
she had moved out to LA. Her name was Elena Parkhurst. She's a very, very good friend of ours. And she had moved out to LA and she had married Twiggy, the bass player from Marilyn Manson. And
wow.
she did a lot of makeup for, Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson. And when she passed away, Caroline Williams shared a beautiful thing about Lainey on her Instagram. And I thought that was really cool. I still hate her, but it was really, really sweet and really special of her, to bring attention to how amazing Lainey was and how special of a soul she was. She meant a lot to Ashley and I, and she'll be missed, man. So speaking of final girls, Lainey, you're one of our favorites, and we hope you're looking down, smiling tonight. So that's one thing I can say about Caroline Williams, is she did have a very heartwarming post about Lainey on Instagram that someone shared with me they're like, "Hey, isn't that your friend?" And I was like, "What, Caroline Williams? No, fuck you, dude." He's like, "No, look at the post." And I was like, "Oh, dude, that's actually fucking beautiful." Like, bring attention to how we always talk about the musicians or the actors or the actresses. The makeup people don't get the credit that they deserve, and Lainey was one of the best. So I was really grateful to Caroline Williams genuinely for putting some spotlight on Lainey after such a tragedy. So yeah. Saw that she is coming back. Yes, Shelley Duvall. Sienna is a queen. Fun fact: Stretch from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is part of Ken's top 10 until the feud that happened between him and Caroline Williams. That's awesome. Top 10 feuds with celebs. Yeah, me and Caroline Williams aren't like up to like Devin Sawa and Chucky level, but I'm sledgehammered right now. You will be later. Absolutely. Ken's big brother. We love you too, buddy. Ashley's number one, Laurie Strode.
Oh, you think you know me.
Sleepaway Camp Forever. Creep 2 is 100% a superior sequel. We'll watch it. I swear to God. The Williams beef is everlastingly hilarious. I'm glad I can laugh about it now. I didn't at the time. I was super hurt at the time. But every time I talk about this, Ashley's like, "God damn it. Who brought up Caroline Williams? They're getting canceled."
Seriously. Arthur Fist.
Thank you. Oh, that sucks. Thank you. We appreciate that. Oh, that's another good choice. Jada Pinkett, Demon Knight. Someone mentioned that earlier. What else we got? Sorry, thank you, guys. We appreciate that. Addiction is a bitch. Yes, you're right. It
is.
No one's ever not an addict, in my opinion. You're just an addict that's not around it anymore. And then you go and you forget your tolerance. So, remember, you only get this chance once. Don't fuck it up. So let's go to number 2. That'll be you actually starting us off at number 2.
My number 2 is Naru Amber Mid Thunder. Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie a lot, and I thought that she was such a badass, and how like she was underestimated by her whole tribe and even by the alien. I think one of the most like iconic lines is like, "He doesn't see me as a hunter and doesn't think of me as a threat, and that is why I'm so dangerous."
Like, I was gonna get her a shirt with that on it.
I love that line. Like, you're underestimating me, but I'm gonna get you. And she, well, sorry, I don't want to like spoil anything, but yeah,
he comes back. It's a prequel. He'll be fine.
Yes, that is true. Okay, but yeah,
good choice, baby. How about you, Anna? What's your silver medal?
Silver medal goes to Nancy Thompson. I love Heather Langenkamp so much. And she plays the character so well. Going back to our final girls that are relatable, you could just see her being your friend in high school. And she's facing this thing that so otherworldly, so like hard to believe, and people don't believe her when she tries to talk about it. And she just is like, okay, I got to face this on my own. And yeah, she's like, when she's reading her little book about booby traps and stuff, I just love that. And seeing her in 3 as well, just seeing that character go on to want to help people, kind of like how we see Sydney when she becomes is she like a crisis operator? I forget exactly, but yeah, she takes that and she is trying to do something with that trauma that she has, and I just think that's amazing. And facing Freddy Krueger again, terrifying, and she's just like, "You're nothing, you're shit." Like, oh, just so amazing. So yeah.
Were you a fan of Wes Craven's New Nightmare?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were, because I love it. I love that fucking movie.
Yeah. Just seeing her as a mom and having to protect her son, and obviously like the meta aspect, like we said, is really cool. And just seeing how she kind of differentiates the character of Nancy with the person of Heather Langenkamp, I think is really cool. So yeah, definitely like New Nightmare for sure.
Great choice.
Nice.
How about you, Sweet and Spooky?
At number 2, I have Sienna from Terrifier 2. This character really
Yeah.
just spoke to me. She's very, very relatable. She's very artistic and into cosplay, and I am too. Not to mention her like intense anxiety she has. Girl, I feel it. The panic attack, girl, I feel it. And yeah, she's such a badass, and Lauren Lavera is really incredible in the role. Like, she's just very captivating on screen. And yeah, I can't wait to see more from her.
Yeah.
Especially for being 44 years old. My number 2 is Jess Bradford, Olivia Hussey, Black Christmas. And I honestly think the big part for me is how she goes about herself in a time where she shouldn't have. One of the lines in the movie, she's like, I can't just cancel my plans because your plans fell through. I love that. You're not going to tell me. She literally says in the movie, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't do. And her boyfriend is so unhinged, and they make him unhinged in the movie to the point to where when he fails his little piano recital, he breaks the piano with the microphone stand.
But
So
they have to make him look like a suspect.
well, that's what I'm saying. So like when things don't go his way, that's how crazy he gets. And that's something, like failing a test at school, not something like a human life. If he thinks that, in his opinion, and I want to state this for the record, in his opinion, she is killing his baby. She's not. But in his opinion, that's what's happening. So what extent would he be willing to go to stop that from happening? And her being able to come through and kill him. I'll just spoil it. If you guys haven't seen it, the hell are you doing? You've had 40 years, 50 years. Go watch the damn movie. It's amazing. But to see her, I'm not going to be your victim. Obviously the calls are coming from inside the house. Did not originate with this movie, but it did definitely still ring true in this movie and amazing. So, yeah, Jess Bradford, she's just such an amazing, doesn't take no shit. And what I love about her is, she's sexually active, but she's a classy sexually active.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, usually the sexually active, they're like the first to be killed off. That's like the rules. Like, ask Randy Meeks. Like, if you're not a virgin, you're going to be one of the first to be killed.
But here, where horror movies can sometimes go off a little bit is if you're sexually active in a horror movie and you're a female, you act slutty, you're a tramp.
Right.
Which is not the case. You can be sexually active and not be a slut. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. And they played Jess Bradford realistic to me. She's a woman that's in love with her boyfriend and she got pregnant and she's not ready for that responsibility. Her choice, go Kentucky. So that is mine. And we started with Ash. So real quick, we'll catch up on the chat and then we'll give our number or honorable mentions all the way up to number 1. I'm seeing a lot of Sydney Prescott at number 2, Laurie Strode at number 2, Laurie Strode at number 2 for Mika. So I know who Mika's number 1 is. Ooh, Millie Kessler from Freaky. Very nice. Yeah, both of those two did an amazing job. Does Jessica in Last Shift count as the final girl? Absolutely. Oh, Nathan, you would love Freaky. Great slasher, great modern slasher. And actually, one of the kills from Freaky is in our intro. The water bottle or the wine bottle in the throat.
That's a good kill, yeah.
Yeah, very good kill.
That movie's so fun too.
Laurie Strode, she's not my number 1 final girl, but Jamie Lee Curtis will always be my favorite scream queen. That's fair. All right, Ken, number 1 coming up. Let's see if we got the same number 1. Everybody knows who my number 1 is. Everybody knew who my number 1 was before we came into this. Heather, best final girl. Rooney Mara was okay. Rooney Mara had no business playing Heather in that movie. Rooney Mara had no right playing Nancy in that film. Rooney Mara just she didn't give a shit. Yeah, see, Nathan, you had Olivia Hussey. I have her at number 2. I was going to watch Black Christmas. Spoiler. I was finally going to do it today, man. That's fair. Halloween and Hatchet. Danielle Harris killed it in both of them. All right, so Anna, if you wouldn't mind starting us off from honorable mentions all the way down to your number one, please.
Yeah. So my honorable mention was Laurie Strode. 10 was Jess from Black Christmas. 9, Erin from You're Next. 8, Sienna from Terrifier 2. 7, Maddie from Hush. 6, Sally from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 5, Needy from Jennifer's Body. 4, Naru from Prey. 3, Ellen Ripley. 2, Nancy Thompson. And you're probably noticing who's missing. And it's Sydney is my number one. She's been through 5 movies. She's going on 6. I'm very interested to see what they do with her in 6, by the way. Because she accepted, I know she wasn't going to at first because she didn't think she was getting paid enough, right? But she's definitely going to be in 6. Yeah, which also badass of Nev to be like, I deserve more for this role that I have,
for sure,
pioneered for decades.
Like, don't lowball me.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, like she is the franchise. I mean,
right.
Come on.
But let's be honest, Nev didn't just do that for Nev. Nev did that for every woman in the industry.
Absolutely.
If they want to lowball.
Yeah.
So when people are like, oh, that's really shitty of Nev and really selfish. No, that's Nev saying, fuck you. I deserve just as much as Robert Englund did, or Kane Hodder did, or Brad Dourif does. You know, just because I'm the woman in this franchise, she's also the only woman in a franchise that's lasted through 5 movies as the final girl to go along with the villain. So, Nev, good for you. Good for you for standing up for what's right.
Absolutely, yeah. I 100% agree. But yeah, like you said, she's the only one to go this far, this long. And we've just seen her develop so much throughout those films. Like her in Scream 5, seeing her as a mom, and like I know some people were upset that she wasn't in it more, but I see that as, you know, kind of a natural stepping back from the franchise after 5 films. But yeah, and just seeing her be like, all right, we got to do this again. Like, okay, like I'm going to go for it and have Gail with me by my side. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I never, ever get tired of Scream. And I think a big part of that is just the character of Sydney and how compelling she is. So yeah, she's number one.
Nice.
Very, very nice. Celeste, you want to give us your honorable mentions all the way to number 1?
Yes. So I didn't have any honorable mentions. At 10, I had Grace from Ready or Not. 9, Mia from Evil Dead 2013. 8, Gail from Scream. 7, Tara from Scream 5. 6, Maxine from X. 5, Sydney from Scream. 4, Jess from Black Christmas. 3, Wendy from The Shining. 2, Sienna from Terrifier 2. And 1, I have my favorite, Laurie Strode. Sorry. That was very controversial this evening. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Halloween was like one of the first like slashers I watched. And she just like spoke to me, I guess. I don't know. She'll always be my favorite. I don't know. Love Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Ken? What are you gonna do?
No, I love it. Like I said, even though she may not be my favorite just because I didn't watch Halloween growing up, I'm not one of those people that's unrealistic. She's paved the way for a lot of the final girls that we love today. If you don't have Laurie Strode, you don't have Neve Campbell. If you don't have Laurie Strode, you don't have Nancy Thompson. And I truly, truly believe that. But without Jess Bradford, you don't have Laurie Strode.
Lisa, I have a question real quick, just about, I just want to know how you felt about her line in Ends where she says that she's going to show Fear her tits. How did you feel about that?
Okay, listen, I felt like that was like Jamie Lee Curtis being Jamie Lee Curtis. I didn't feel like it was like Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Right.
It was so bizarre.
Agreed.
I mean, I laughed, but it was like so out of character for her.
I think I was
she was like,
wait, what?
I'm going to show Fear my tits. You should have did that in 78. My opinion.
Hey.
But.
She can get it at
No,
any
she's still
age.
hot,
I'm
man.
still she still has nice
Oh,
tits,
yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah, definitely. We need
My number
proof,
one
Lori.
final girl is Jamie Lee Curtis's tits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are my final girls right there. No, but Jamie Lee Curtis is so badass. Like, and you're right. That
She
is one thing
is.
though that like I did feel like that wasn't Laurie Strode, but that was
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis. And
Mhm.
that's a good call.
Yeah.
That's the best way to word that. Do you want to give your list since ladies first,
Sure.
and then I'll give mine last?
Okay. I had 2 honorable mentions. I had Lila Crane and Emily James. And then number 10 was Tree. 9 was Barbara. 8, Sally Hardesty. 7, Nancy Thompson. 6, Beverly Marsh. 5 is Mia Allen. 4, Jess Bradford. 3, Sydney Prescott. 2 is Naru. And you already know my number 1 is Nene. You know me clearly is Laurie Strode. She is my favorite. I did grow up also watching the Halloween movies. And I mean that's literally what we watched every year. So she's my number 1. Like she, like you said, she paved the way. Like she was the influential final girl that everybody else looked to be a final girl. So how could you not have her as your number 1, in my opinion?
Because I have half a brain. So
Because you only have half a brain? Is that what you mean?
touche. Oh fuck, Celeste did too. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. All right. My list, honorable mentions, Jenny Field, played by Amy Steele in Friday the 13th Part 2, and then Treat Gelman, Jessica Roth, Happy Death Day. 10, Carol Ann Freeling, Heather O'Rourke in Poltergeist. Barbara, played by Patricia Tallman in Night of the Living Dead, the color version. Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver in Alien at number 8. Number 7, Lori, I've Died Twice in My Own Franchise, Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis.
Twice. Now you got it right.
T. Parker, correct me. 6, Mia Allen with Jane Levy from Evil Dead 2013. 5, Sarah Connor, played by Linda Hamilton in Terminator. 4, Nancy Thompson, played by Heather Langenkamp in Nightmare on Elm Street. 3, Naru, played by Amber Midthunder in Prey. 2, Jess Bradford, played by Olivia Hussey in Black Christmas. And number 1, the sexiest, most beautiful, smartest, most badass woman in horror, Ashley Sledge at number 1.
Yeah.
You are my favorite final girl.
Thanks.
But for the list, I'm going to go with...
I feel like you're sucking up for the Laurie Strode.
fuck
comment.
Lori. I'll fight you for that to the death. My number 1, Nev Campbell. Sydney Prescott, Scream. And this is just going strictly off of everything that Scream's done. Nev Campbell has lasted through 6 movies now. And I'm sure she'll be back for Scream 3 exclamation point, or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, the 7th installment. But holy shit. Like I said, it's not very often where the final girl is just as recognized as the villain. And you get that with Nancy, I guess. But even to the casual that doesn't watch a lot of horror, I think that Sydney may even be more recognizable than Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie to a lot of people that don't watch horror, because Scream made horror cool. Horror pre-1996 for all you youngsters out there. Back in 1995, if you were watching horror movies in March, April, and May, you were fucking weird. That was supposed to be a Halloween thing, and then
You were a serial killer.
Scream came
You're gonna
along.
grow up to be a serial killer.
Yeah. Scream came along and made horror fucking cool.
Yeah.
And at the time, I hated it. I was like, to me, it was like when Green Day was on the radio. I was like, fucking sellouts. Like that was Scream to me. And I was just a young, cynical kid, not realizing how special the movie was. it was like Enrique Iglesias to me. It was like, fuck that. But when I was alone in my room, I was totally rocking out to Just Want to Be With You. I was in my room like, now that you're gone. That was me with Scream. Okay. Like that was my guilty pleasure back then. Because for true horror fans, it wasn't cool to like Scream. Scream was the mainstream teeny bop thing, but holy shit, that movie was so great. And that's a huge part of Nev. Obviously, Wes and Jamie Kennedy and all these people they caught lightning in a bottle with this movie, and it's been duplicated, it's been replicated, but it's never been perfected the way they did with Scream. And like I said, and it's not just that; it's Nev Campbell fighting for what's right for Scream 2 exclamation point, or whatever the fuck they're calling the next one. Her fighting for her worth and the worth of all women in the industry. Because other women are going to take, her lead on this.
Mm-hmm.
Nev fought for what's right, and we're going to too. And that could start a movement to start getting female actresses paid the same as male actors, which is the way it should be. You should be paid by your performance, not by your sexual organs. So, way to go, Nev. And like I said, fucking Sydney is a badass. Because not only, you get Lori fighting Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You get Nancy fighting Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
You get Sydney fighting Billy.
Yeah,
Stu.
I mentioned that she has all these different villains.
It's always,
and
and she's always kicking the shit out of them. No matter what they throw at Sydney, she's always beating their ass. And she's amazing. She's a great final girl, and I think that, in my opinion, she deserves to be number one on my list. So we'll catch up on the chat real quick. Hey, Dice, what's going on? Yeah, and I wasn't saying that Rooney Mara wasn't a great actress. You could just tell that she wasn't having fun in the role of Nancy Thompson in Nightmare on Elm Street. You could just tell she's amazing. I love Rooney Mara, but that just was not a role made for her.
I feel like it also has to do with the way it's written in that remake, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she had to be gloomy the whole time.
Yeah.
Right, and that's not her bubbly personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was. I knew from the conversations that we've had, Mika. I knew Ripley was going to be your number one. I came in late, but Maddie from Hush is a great sleeper pick. Absolutely. Sydney Prescott. I'm Sydney fucking Prescott. Of course, I have a gun. Yes, I love that line too. Nev has it right. She's a woman who knows her worth. Stand by that 100%.
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. Oh my God, with a tongue. Oh, that shit was gnarly as fuck. Man. No, true story. A buddy of mine growing up had that phone. It didn't work, but it was the phone, and it had the Freddy mouth on it. And every time I'd go to Marky's house, Marky Reese, he had that phone. Every time I'd go there, I'd look at it and just be like, "I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy." Like, it was the coolest shit. I wish I could find that now. Also, if anybody out there finds, there's a replica of Chucky's head with all the spikes and shit in it from Cult of Chucky, that's in the safe. If anybody can find a link to that, please shoot it to me on DM or whatever, because I want that so fucking bad. Like, I need that in my life.
They have it on Etsy. I showed you.
Why the hell didn't we Etsy it to our damn house? Wait, isn't that? Oh, that's wish.com. If we got it through wish.com, can you imagine what that shit would look like?
Like
Etsy's good. Etsy's good.
Yeah.
It's
It's the creative mom site.
See, what people don't know about me, and I don't even know if I should say this.
Probably not.
If Ashley died, I would not have a house anymore. I don't know how to pay bills. Like, when I get paid at the end of the week, I'm like, here you go. And she takes all my money. I'm like, hey, when I turn the switch, please make sure that light comes on. Like, if she died, I'm like, hey, why isn't the fridge working? Shit. Like, I don't know how to do shit. So, like, we're talking about Final Girls. Fuck. She's the strongest one of them all, man. Yeah, Lori is iconic. She's all right. I love that brief line from Lori, one of the best lines in the film. Well, you remember what Randy Meeks from Scream said? Lori did show her tits until she went legits. That is true. He did say that. I'm sorry, Dice. I still love you. I could see Tree as a special bonus. Yeah, I'm not canceled. I'm cool. If your number one isn't Nev, then boo. I love you too, Gab. If we had Halloween 78, Halloween 2, and H2O, yeah, I agree. I think that Lori is my favorite in Halloween H2O, actually. I think that's my favorite. Was it is Karen? It's not Karen Tate, is it? Carrie Tate. Is it Carrie Tate or Karen Tate? Whatever Tate it is. That's my favorite Lori from
Oh,
H2O. I think that's when she's her best, and that had the best ending. They shouldn't have fucked it up with Resurrection. Alice from Nightmare 4. We've always been besties. Wait, Thackeray Binks. Where the hell's Thackeray Binks?
Thackeray Binks.
I missed Thackeray. Where are you at? My only issue with Sydney is nothing. No, I'm sorry. But she needs to be more consistent in the series. Ghostface is always interchangeable. It always brought her down a notch. I get that, but at the same time, Ghostface is always interchangeable, so she's always facing something new. So I think that's what brings her up a notch for me. But to each their own, Troy. It's your turn to scream. Favorite part of Scream? Oh, okay.
Oh,
it confused me. It's your turn to scream. Jenna Ortega promises action heavy and gore heavy in the sequel. Don't call it Scream. ... Call it Scream Kills. I don't know what the fuck they're calling it, but holy shit. Oh, thanks, Gav. I needed that. All right, you can die now. I got Gavin.
Wow.
damn.
Ruthless.
I can't. Yeah, I know, dude. Like, I don't think people understand it, and I try to explain it like this. I sound like such a dick, and it's like my wife loves our kids, and I love my wife. Like, that's the biggest fight me and my son have. Like, if there's ever a fight, I'm like, dude, don't talk to her like that. That's when you start talking to her like that, that's not your mom, that's my wife. Nobody fucking talks to my wife like that. Like, I love my wife, and she gave me kids and makes me bring her down a little bit. But I always feel like that's how I was raised. You know, moms love the kids and dads love the wife. And that's my job, is to protect her and protect my kids, but her first. You know, if you were pregnant and it was like, you got to save me or the kid, fuck that kid. I'm saving you.
Oh, stop.
Fuck that kid. I'm
No,
saving you. Fuck yeah.
no.
Fuck that kid. I'll elbow drop you to save him. But anyway, I do want to say real quick, Anna, do you have anything coming up on the channel in the next couple weeks that you could tell us about so everybody can be ready for it?
I'm working on a reaction video to Slugs, the movie, right now. So that'll be out pretty soon. And then I do actually have, I was on a podcast called Mythstory. So it's like myth and history smushed together, where I talked about folk horror and the Wicker Man. And I put that in my community tab on my channel. So if you go there, you can find that video. So I just wanted to plug that. And I was also interviewed on the Katie Video podcast, which you can find on Spotify. So yeah.
Which was awesome.
Oh, Katie is amazing. She was so cool to talk to.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
That's
Katie's
awesome.
great. She makes amazing VHS tapes. Like, that is so dope.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we move to what Celise has coming up, I got to get your opinion, Anna. Is The Wicker Man, the OG Wicker Man, is it a musical?
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
It totally
Okay.
is a musical.
Yeah.
I
Singing all
agree.
over that movie.
Yeah, I think it's 100% a musical. 100%.
She's hitting the wall all naked.
yeah.
I freaking love that.
Yeah.
Like, get it, girl.
We did that for 2 weeks after watching that movie. Yeah, no cap. But yeah, I will fight to the death on that. That I also think that The Wicker Man is totally it's a horror musical. Absolutely, you know, and it's definitely got that folky feeling to it, like beautifully shot movie. Yeah, yeah. So if you guys want to listen to that, go to What a Ghoul Wants. The links are down here in the description. Check out her community tab so you can listen to that. What about you, Celise? What do you have coming up for us?
I have a bunch of Jalo videos coming out soon. My intros are always really crazy for those, so check those out. And yeah, Ginger Snaps, the Table Scream, is going to be live December 2nd at 8 p.m. So join us for that.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
And
Thanks.
the best way for you guys to remember all this, because there's a lot of stuff coming at you at once, but there's some links down here you can subscribe to. You can hit that bell notification, and you can get notified the minute that this shit happens. So please make sure you're doing that. If this is your first time here at Sledgehammer Horror, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, because I hate to sound thirsty right now, but we are 7 subscribers away from 3,200. So huge for us. Like, it's something that we're super stoked about. You know, it's been a lot of fun doing this, and we just love watching the family grow and grow and grow. So coming up the rest of this week on Sledgehammer Horror, On Friday, we have our versus episode on Pet Cemetery, where we're talking about the OG Pet Cemetery versus the remake, what we like about each one, what we dislike about each one. On Saturday, Ashley and I's interview with Brian and Justin of the movie Sleep, Walk, Kill will be live talking about their new film that just came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week, we have our My First Horror Movie with BJ Mambo, VHS Mikey, and then Christy Adams. So I hope you guys could check all that out. And we will be live next week doing our top 10 horror dinner scenes. So we're very excited for you guys to check that out.
That's good.
Just in time for Thanksgiving. Daylight come and me want to go home. So we'll be talking about some great dinner scenes in horror movies. So I know I said it at the top, guys, but I'm going to say it again. If you haven't already. Oh, and real quick, hey, Gabe, it's okay that you're late.
Gabe.
Man, check
Hi,
it out.
Gabe.
Rewind it. Watch it from the beginning. We love it. That's another thing. If you guys come back and comment on the video, it really helps us with that YouTube algorithm that wants to be such a butthole to us. So, like I said, guys, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, turn the bell on Anna Sweet Anna. This way, What a Ghoul Wants and Sweet and Spooky Celise. They're two amazing content creators, and even more than that, they're two amazing ladies and two amazing friends. So I know they would love to have you along for the ride, and for yourself, you deserve to be along for the ride. So Anna, Celise, please don't go anywhere. We got a couple more questions for you guys. As always, everybody else, keep talking horror.
Say who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Just gonna wave for
The
like